As we've been telling you, the popularity of e-cigarettes has exploded among high school students. The FDA is cracking down on the industry leader, Juul. And as Aditi Roy tells us, that could have an unintended benefit for big tobacco.
They're sleek, slim, and stylish. That's one reason Juul's vaping devices are so popular.
It's one of those products that just flies off the shelf.
Juul has nearly 3/4 of the e-cigarette market, and now it's fighting back against copycat companies. Juul is asking regulators to order 18 companies to stop selling look-alike e-cigarettes. The company has filed a complaint with the U.S. International Trade Commission, alleging these companies, quote, blatantly emulated the distinctive design of Juul's system. Juul wants the agency to stop the products from being imported, distributed, sold, and marketed in the U.S. The company alleges copycat products include flavors like Bubble Bubble, apple juice, and sour gummy, which seem to target underage users. Juul itself is the focus of an FDA investigation into e-cigarette manufacturers and teen use of vaping devices. Just last week, FDA officials showed up at Juul headquarters and left with thousands of pages of documents. Juul CEO Kevin Burns says it provided the FDA with information about the company's online age verification protocols and calls its meetings with the FDA last week, quote, a constructive and transparent dialogue, adding that it's released more than 50,000 pages of documents to the FDA. The number of high school students who have used e-cigarettes in the past 30 days has skyrocketed by about 75%, according to people familiar with preliminary data from the CDC. The FDA is investigating whether Juul's sales and marketing practices have led to the increasing use of vaping products among teenagers. Juul has changed its ads from its early days, switching to a more sober tone with older models. Juul's runaway success could also be cutting into sales of traditional cigarettes. Piper Jaffrey points to a Juul survey of 19,000 Juul users, which found 62% were smokers when they started using the vaping device, and about 2/3 of them quit after starting to Juul. The one-year stock charts of British American Tobacco, Philip Morris, and Imperial Brands show shares of those companies down between 15% and 27% in the last 12 months since Juul's rise. But since the FDA's investigation into e-cigarette makers like Juul, shares of those companies appear to have rebounded. CB Insights reporting that tobacco companies are talking about vaping on earnings calls with increasing frequency, with British American Tobacco talking about vaping the most. Some of these big cigarette companies have launched their own vaping brands and are also part of the FDA's investigation. But given Juul's huge market share in the category and the fact that the big tobacco companies make all of their money in the higher margin cigarette business, analysts say they don't have as much to lose in an FDA crackdown. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Aditi Roy, San Francisco.